welcome our first guest, Dr. Amrita Panda. She is a rehabilitation psychologist, NLP coach, and founder and managing director of DeepRanjani Foundation. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you for this wonderful introduction. It's my pleasure to be here today.
We know you as the founder of DeepRanjani and our go-to person in terms of any need that we have. As a psychologist, there's so many clients and so many people rely on you. But we want to know who is Dr. Amrita Panda beyond the labels and titles, if you could tell us.
So, that's a very wonderful and intriguing question. I think Amrita is a very silent person, someone who loves to live within, and someone very much in love with silence and staying away from public eyes. But eventually the profession and the way of working brought me into in the middle of a lot of people. So I used to be a person who knew nothing more than music till a very later time of my life, and it was just music. I happened to be brought up in a family of musicians. So it had been classical music, and then suddenly it was mental health, and there was a synchronization, of course.
Right.
So that's who I am. I love to stay away from limelight. I am the person behind the curtain. I love to observe more than to talk. And somebody who loves to be alone and also in the middle of the people.
So what drew you towards neurodiversity? If you could tell us one initial moment which brought you or made you think that, oh, this is the field that I want to be in.
So I always wanted to be a healthcare professional, wanted to be a doctor. But I had a very troubled adolescence and early adulthood due to medical conditions. So I couldn't pursue medicine as a discipline because of my health condition. And I always thought that how can I do healthcare? Even with the fact that I am unable to get into medicine. So then I realized that mental health is another domain where I can reach out to human challenges, maybe in a deeper way. And that prompted me to, and psychology was a choice.
Right.
For many people, psychology is, just another discipline. So I was very aware of choosing psychology as a discipline when I started with my graduation. At the same time, my sister, my cousin, she was born and brought up in my family. She was a neurodiverse person. I have seen the entire journey very, very closely.
Right.
And later on, during my academics in Calcutta University Department of Psychology, as we had a huge outdoor facility. Right. So there were plenty of neurodiverse children, adults, adolescents who used to come. And that I started having my initial interest in neurodiversity from there. And of course, my mentor, Professor Dr. Mollika Banerjee, as I had worked very closely with her, that was definitely another impetus to see neurodiversity very closely.
Right. If you could tell us one or two challenges that families face or a neurodiverse individual still faces in India that you have seen very closely.
So it's very difficult to say one or two challenges because it's a life full of challenge.
Right.
And in India, while I was presenting my work, research work across the globe, because I started as an academician, researcher.
Right.
While doing that, I realized that in the foreign countries, while I was presenting my work at APA or International Congress of Psychology or European Congress of Psychology, those countries, the way they look at neurodiversity, the way the parents perceive their children,
right.
the way a society accepts a child with neurodiversity, that is so different in my life, in my country.
How is it different, if you can tell us?
So in my country, I mean, I was very young then, and it felt like in my country, these children, they are locked inside the home and they are termed as mads, and they do not have the basic right to live. They do not have the basic dignity. The parents, they are very sad. They are very broken from inside that their children are not so-called normal.
Right.
So that was very heartbreaking, because every single individual, be it a neurotypical or neurodiverse, they have their own uniqueness.
Absolutely.
But here I could see a group of parents who were very sad about their children. And the struggle of the parent to acknowledge their children, to accept their children the way they are, the way the society treats them as parents, particularly the mothers, blaming the mothers for giving birth to a special child, and the child. It was very heartbreaking, the least that I can say.
Is it because in India there's like a rat race that goes on, that once a child is born, they need to be a particular way, or like they need to fit into a particular standard, they need to do particular academics and like pursue the career chosen, and if they don't fit into this criteria set up by the society, they're not considered.
I guess, Alice, it's not just India, it's everywhere. It's very different as per the culture and socio-economic backdrop. But definitely, and it's not just with neurodiverse community, it's everywhere. And I believe that if we could have been a little more mindful about raising a child, what are we expecting from a child? Why are we expecting at all? It's the child's life. I mean, the children are not our dream projects. It's not like they're born to fulfill the unfulfilled wishes and dreams of our life. If we could have seen children more as individuals who are independent of the parents and the entire ecosystem. They have their own wishes, they have their own modes of communication, they have their different ways of feeling emotions and expressing emotions. I think the expectation part, because we have a framework of this expectation, this framework is the challenge, not the fact that these people are different. So, and the rat race you were talking about, the competition is, I think it's everywhere. But there is also a backdrop, the way you look at competition. Are you competing with thousands of people around you, or are you competing with yourself? Are you trying to take out the best of you, or you are trying to find a second person with whom you are comparing yourself every single time? Because every single time there will be a person who's better than you, and every single time there will be a person who might be not as good as you. It depends on the way we look at it. So it's the rat race is not the problem, is not the only problem. The problem is the reason why this rat race is happening, the way we are looking at the framework of it.
Was there any any particular moment that led to you thinking that DeepRanjani is the solution to the problem or the list of things that you said, which led to the formation of, or the thought behind forming DeepRanjani?
First of all, I think when DeepRanjani was started, I never felt that it's a solution, because it's a strong word, it's a strong claim. But what I thought of at that point of time was of a life which is of dignity, which is inclusive, which is respectable, and which is of happiness, where the individuals with neurodiversity, after completing their schools, they can have a platform where they can come, they can learn, and they can get into something which can give them a financial independence. And the overall purpose was to create an ambience, an ecosystem that makes them happy, that makes everyone happy associated with it. So I and my team, we didn't really start to offer a solution. We were more focused and more curious if we can create an ecosystem which is of love, which is of respect, which is of dignity. And that was the purpose. That was the reason DeepRanjani was created.
Right. How is it DeepRanjani different from any other organization or any other school, vocational unit offering the same services in West Bengal or in India, if you may say?
So I would say that how is I see DeepRanjani different in many ways, but I would park that question for the people who experienced DeepRanjani and how they feel differently. If it comes from them, I think that would be a better answer for this question. But in our part of the country, in eastern part of the country, we do not have a lot of centers. Those are dealing with rehabilitation of developmental disability. When we talk about employment in Indian context, we mostly talk about physical disability, conditions which are visible. So, and the people with intellectual challenges, they are termed as MADs. They're termed as they're not. It's assumed that they cannot be a part of the mainstream workforce. So that was the purpose, and I think that way DeepRanjani is very different, because the team that works here, the people with neurodiversity, those who are earning from DeepRanjani, it's a statement on its own, because most of them were sitting back home, and now they have a life of their own. They come to their office, they earn their livelihood, they go back, they take care of, some of them take care of their parents, because they come from really challenging economic background. So definitely that way, the model that DeepRanjani offers, the supported employment model, it's very unique. I do not know of any other organization in our part of the country that follows this kind of model. And the way we take orders, they work sitting at the safety of our premises. We take orders from the market, and we deliver the product to the client after production. And this a system, a very methodically planned, structured, scientific system, which allows the individuals to only cater or to only use the skills they have. They need not to bother about the other characteristics that might be needed to run a entrepreneurship or to sustain in a corporate setup.
The marketing side of
it. Yes. So that way I feel it's quite unique. And there are other organizations in India who are working with supported employment, and a lot of them with open employment. But I believe that apart from the model that I just spoke, The culture that we have in DeepRanjani, I feel that is very unique and that is something very close to my heart.
Right.
And as I said, that was the purpose of creating DeepRanjani. We do not speak any authoritarian language.
Sure.
And it's a space of a lot of love and mutual respect. And along with a lot of professionalism.
Sure.
It's possible to have professionalism and the emotional faculties together. So that is the statement.
Right. So, like you said, in DeepRanjani, we consider the professional side of it as well as the emotional and empathy part of it, both together. We also don't speak the language of authoritarian, which in most places is a given. Like if it's a special school, this is the way that they have to be treated. So, how in DeepRanjani do we practice inclusion, and how is it different from the society per se?
So I think it's how we practice inclusion. It's a very simple approach, and that is simplicity. Looking at people the way they are, expressing the way we are feeling,
Right.
and just listening to the other person. And it's no rocket science. It's very simple. I understand that it's quite difficult to be simple, but simplicity is the key. I have always felt, and I have realized it through my journey of life, that if we can keep it simple, we can actually attract people closer. Right. We can actually connect more deeply. So I think that was the essence of the culture that we talk about, and that is the very basic practice. It's very simple.
Right. Talking about simplicity, when I joined DeepRanjani, I had very little idea about neurodiverse or special needs individual, but interacting with them on a daily basis, no one can be more simpler and pure-hearted than them. So I want you as a founder or as a rehabilitation psychologist, if you want a message to be given to the world, how they are, and to be for them to be treated as humans, if you have something to say regarding this.
I really do not want to give a message to the world. I want the world to experience this divinity, I would say. It's a pleasure, it's a sheer pleasure to be in the neurodiverse fraternity, and have that simplicity, honesty, transparency around. It feels extremely safe.
Right.
And it's not that whatever we are doing at DeepRanjani, it's not that we are trying to do some kind of charity.
Absolutely.
This is what we believe in, and this is what we love. I am in love with neurodiversity. I feel safe with neurodiverse people. I do not know. I will always like the world to just stop and spend time with a neurodiverse person. Try to listen to the person.
Right.
And it's not just with neurodiversity. I guess it's true for every single human being. We are too busy expressing ourselves, establishing ourselves, and if we can just stop, relax a little bit, and listen and see the person in front of us. I think neurodiverse people are very, very comforting. They have their own. My daughter is non-speaking,
right.
But I never feel that we are not communicating, because we have assumed that language is the only form of communication.
Sure.
But there are different modalities of communication, and language might not be always spoken language.
Sure.
So if we can be receptive, if we can be a little more patient, if we can be a little more true to ourselves, I guess the world will be a better place for not just for neurodiversity but for every single human being.
Like you mentioned, charity principle we don't go by. So if you could elaborate a little more on this, because social sector everywhere it means charity. We are doing good for them. So how are we breaking the barrier here, or the myth that we have?
So I have nothing to say for people who are doing charity,
Right.
but it was a very conscious choice for me that I do not like charity. Because in the concept of charity there is a hint of disrespect.
Right.
I am assuming that I am coming from the space of more power and I am supporting another person. Definitely I might have some of the I might understand or can do some of the things better than another person, but that is, I mean, the way I look at DeepRanjani, it's a professional setup.
Right.
I am here because this is what I have studied, this is what I have chosen as a profession, this is what I want to do with my life.
Right.
And I believe that the people who are working in this sector, that's their profession. It's not just that they are good people. When we expect that the people who are working, because they are doing good, they do not need a lot of money, they do not need a basic financial safety, that's an injustice. And that's below dignity. I believe that the more we are professional, the more we are aware why we are doing this. And it's not about helping somebody. This entire process is helping each of us in different ways. So it's a transaction. It's always a transaction.
Right.
And it's a beautiful transaction. So the charity modality is something which comes as very disrespectful for me. I do not want to comment on others who are doing it. It comes from a space of power, which doesn't gel with.
It comes from a place of pity.
Pity, yes, of course. That person is very, he needs a lot of things, and I can provide. This I factor is very important.
Right. In this entire journey, has there been any social, financial, or any struggle that you've gone through in this entire 3 years?
So it's been a terrible struggle,
right.
And it's difficult to start from zero all of a sudden and then have a center of 13,500 square feet, a team size of 65 in 3 years, and a student pool of about 52, a lot of parents and families associated with it. It's a lot of challenge.
Right.
And I'm very happy that as a team, every single person associated with DeepRanjani contributed in this struggle. And it's been financially, it's been a very difficult battle. But we have sailed through, we are sailing through. It's still, the battle is still on. And but I feel that there are good people around us. There are good organizations working in this field. So this is a battle that we have signed for.
Right.
So signing up for something knowingly makes it easier. So that is how it is.
Through DeepRanjani or through your profession, if you could break one myth or barrier, what would it be?
So I feel that the myth that I would like to talk about today is that that children with neurodiversity, they do not understand a lot of things. They are not so intelligent. I feel that the more I live with them, I feel that the kind of sensitivity they bring in, the kind of understanding they bring in, it's very unique. and it's something very remarkable. So I would really like the world to explore it a little more.
Right. This entire journey, how has it changed you as a person?
It has changed me a lot. I think I have become a lot more simple because of neurodiversity. And I think I'm more grounded. I think the whole halo of I am doing something for somebody, I could get rid of that to a significant extent. And it only fills my heart with a lot of modesty, lot of gratitude that I could be a part of this journey. And I'm very thankful to the world for every single challenge that came on my way. I'm very thankful to every single person who made my life really difficult during this journey. I'm really thankful to everything, every negativity that has happened, because I learned from it and I chose to learn. So there's a very famous saying that I always mention, that I never fail. Either I win or I learn. So I'm very happy that I'm learning, and I'm aware that I'm learning. I'm consciously learning. That's a huge pleasure as a human being.
An interesting question. If DeepRanjani was a person, how would you describe it?
DeepRanjani was a person, I would describe DeepRanjani as a very loving person, and a person which has got a huge space for a lot of people around. So that is how I look at DeepRanjani.
What's your biggest dream of DeepRanjani? Like the biggest dream that you have?
My biggest dream with DeepRanjani, to be very honest, Alice, I really do not dream a lot. I think of future, but I would like my dream doesn't really is only inhibited only with DeepRanjani. I would say I look forward to a world, and I know I can be criticized for this big time. I really look forward to a world when the neurodiversity individuals become neuromajority. So I really look forward to such a world, because
it could be that
would be a better. I strongly believe that would be a better world.
It could be that because of this taboo and around it, there are many people who might be neurodiverse, but it has not been diagnosed. They've not been diagnosed yet.
Yes, that is so definitely a possibility. And having neurodiverse traits and neurodiversity are not the same.
Right.
So that's a completely different discussion altogether. But definitely, I look forward to such a world where neurodiversity people rule the world.
One last question. What would you say to a parent or a young adult waiting to be seen, if you have any last message?
Waiting to be
seen.
Okay. So, I would try to reach out to that person and tell her that just be there, hang on, and have faith in yourself.
Right.
Because it's not the way people judge you or people look at you that matters. It's very important the way you look at yourself.
True.
So just be there, just hang on, just just give up to the moment and enjoy it, whatever it is. Even nobody promised us that life is only going to be happy.
Sure.
Sadness, anger, disgust, these are integral parts of life. So just be there, stand in the middle of it and enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Pam, for your time, and got to learn so much about who you are beyond the name and the aura that you bring, and why DeepRanjani started. And you have changed so many people's life. You've given them a dignified life, you're not doing them a favor. So thank you so much for coming to the show, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Alice.